Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Katie. So today I figured I would do a mental health and makeup tutorial. I think where I left off was whenever I went to foster care, and I think this one will probably just lead off into that. There's another story that I'm waiting to get consent from the person that this happened to. This person has been in my life all my life, and I had no idea anything about this until maybe a couple months ago, and it has rattled a lot of things in my life and just took me on a loop, to be completely honest. But I'm waiting to hear back if they are okay with me sharing it. If not, then I will not even talk about it any further and move on and just talk about my problems. So with that being said, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so let's put some primer on. I already moisturized using the Goop Beauty Goop Glow lotion. Looks like this. I'm going to use this Touch in Soul Pretty Filter Icy Sherbet Primer. That's what it looks like. I got it in a BoxyCharm. I'm trying to, like, I feel like I have way too much stuff from BoxyCharm now, but like, I don't know. It smells really good. It might be a little too over-scented for some people, but I don't mind. Okay, so I believe where I left off was whenever I was in foster care. So I went into foster care my freshman year of high school because I was skipping school and skipping school mainly the problem. And I was just having a really rough time with everything. My dad had just passed away. prior to that, I was already having problems anyways because I didn't fit into the school. And I feel like just nobody really liked me and thought I was just weird, which, you know what, I probably am weird, but now I know it's like no big deal. Like, I'd rather be weird than a same Z's as you. But what really plummeted everything was whenever my dad passed away. So they made me go to this program after school. I skipped that because the person that was in charge of everything, she was very hateful and very mean, and she treated everybody like they were scum on this earth. So I just was like, no, I don't want to go to school, first of all, and I don't want to come here and be belittled and treated like complete garbage. So no. So then that happened, and then, but I was going to school, they decided that I needed to be removed from my mother's home at the time because of my skipping of the program, and I ended up in foster care. And I remember exact date that was. It was February 8th, the exact day. And that was pretty traumatizing. You literally have to they go in and they take your clothes that you want, anything that you want, and you put it in a trash bag or bag. I think I had a trash bag. It kind of is a blur, I don't really remember it all that well, and I try to suppress it down in my memory because I don't want to remember it. But yeah, so I ended up at these people's house in another town, and they were really nice. They were pretty wealthy. They had a very, very pretty, nice home. And they're more of a emergency, like, foster care. Like, they had foster care kids and they had kids they adopted. And they were really sweet. Like, I felt like they were doing it for the right reason. Like, they were actually wanting to help kids and, like, you know. And I just remember them, or the mom of the family, she was, like, confused because I didn't fit the appearance of a typical, like, neglected kid, or a kid that would be trouble. Like, I was quiet, I was, like, meek, and I didn't fit what people usually think. So she was a little confused, and she just didn't really understand, like, why I was put into the foster care system. And I was literally, like, devastated and very upset, and I had already lost my dad, so then they took me away from my mom, like, literally a month after he just passed away. Like, wow, you guys really don't give a shit about people. So I stayed there one night, and then they placed me into a woman's home in the same town so that I could continue going to the same school that I was already in. So with that being said, this lady's home, she, I believe, literally just maybe got out of the hospital. She was an older lady, had to be like in her 60s or 70s. She did not look very healthy. Her house was not up, I don't know, like, it was okay. It just, like, I went from a really, really nice house, and then they put me in this house that's almost as worse than where I was living. She had no food in the refrigerator. Her pantry, her cabinet, had just, like, tomato soup in it. Just tomato soup. I was like, what the flip am I gonna freaking eat? Like, there's nothing here to eat. And I think maybe she had ramen noodles. I think I maybe had ramen noodles or something. Everything, it, like, seemed like a blur. Like, sometimes I'll remember it and sometimes I don't. Like, I just suppress it so good that I have forgotten some of the details about everything. But anyways, she originally, like, takes girls, like, only teenage girls. Like, she don't take boys, she don't take younger kids. She was just mainly teenage girls, which I thought was kind of weird, but I don't know. She had like a hospital bed in her living room. She had, like, a desk, and then, like, a living room, and then, like, the TV, and then there's, like, down the hallway there was, like, a bedroom. I think maybe another, no, I can't remember if there's, like, I think there was a bedroom, and then you go further back and there was, like, a bigger bedroom, and it had, like, bunk beds in it, so you could put, like, 1, 2, 3, 4 people in that room, and then in the other room that I was staying in, you could put 2 people in bunk beds. So I was the only one there because she literally just got out of the hospital, I believe, and I don't even think she was going to be taking any foster kids, but they, I guess, begged her to do it and saying that I was not really that big of a problem. So she went ahead and took me in, which, that was nice and everything, but she was a little, I don't know. There's nothing not right about her and everything. So I'm staying with her, I'm going to school, I visit my mom, like, on the weekends. I'd have to pack up a duffel bag and carry it with me all throughout the school because it wouldn't fit my locker and I had nowhere else to put it. because once I got on the bus, then I would get off where my mom lived on Friday evening, and I would be there until Sunday evening. So there's no food in her house. She just acted like she didn't want to be bothered, I guess. I don't know. She was just a really strange lady. So a couple weeks go by and we get new girls that are coming in. And these girls, woo, these girls, I would not want to be caught in another, like, alone with these girls. And like, they grew up in some rough family, and they're up from Kansas City and like in the rougher neighborhood area of Kansas City, like gangs or wannabe gangs, I'm not really sure, but they were not to be messed with. Like, they scared me. They made me very nervous, and I was super duper paranoid that they were gonna take my stuff. Actually, I caught one of them taking a pair of my pants because, I don't know, that's because she wanted to. They were like bullies, like, and probably because like that's how they were raised. Like, they had to be like that. They had to be, you know, mean because of whatever they grew up around. So I'm like in this foster home, and I'm just trying to get the heck out of here. And oh my gosh, those girls, they're so freaking scary and strange, and like, I don't know, like, a lot of them, their family didn't want anything to do with them, which was incredibly sad. So continue on living in this house with this lady, and her house was just like, she was just like, it used to be her mother's house, and her mother passed away, so she inherited the house, and her mother's bedroom, that she had a padlock on it, and whenever she opened it up, it had like a hoard of clothes, food, like toiletries, like all kinds of stuff for like girls, like when they come to the house and they don't have anything. But I don't remember her ever like letting us have any of these things. Like like, I don't, like, she would sometimes let us have like some Rice Krispie treats that were in there, but other than that, she like kept that thing padlocked, and we could never go in there. It was super strange. Like, I don't know, like, I don't remember anybody like having a hoard of stuff that was donated to foster home, to foster children, and you are hoarding it in a secret like little room with a padlock on it. It's just a little strange, a little suspicious, to say the least. So I'm in this home. I'm so upset. Like, I don't want to go to this place. I don't want to live there. I tell the people, like, hey, like, she don't have anything, like, to eat here, like, and, like, this place is worse than where you put me. Than where I was, I mean. Like, I was in a better environment than I am now. Like, I'm with people that are criminally dangerous. I have connections with people up in the gang community, I guess. And who knows if they would come and, like, fucking shoot up the place. Like, these people are crazy. Like, they were kind of strange. They were a little sketchy. I don't know. But I was telling, like, my caseworker that was in charge of everything, and basically the gist of what she said, well, do you, like, this is the closest to your, like, school, and I shouldn't complain because otherwise I would have to leave my school and all my friends and start over new and everything. Basically saying, shut up, this is what you're doing, this is what you have to deal with, and just deal with it. I was like, okay. Well, I don't know how this is going. Like, didn't care. So, this is where I learned to just suck it up and just deal with it and just try to get the hell out of there. So, I think I wasn't there very long. I think I was there until school ended, and then I went home in the summer. So it wasn't very long, but it felt like an eternity. Like, it was, I didn't feel safe, and like, one of the girls, I was taking medication for my depression, and the lady had it locked up in a cabinet, and apparently one of the girls got a hold of one of the keys and opened up the cabinet and took my medication and stole it, and so I didn't have any medication, and that was a whole big deal. And there's some of the girls that were really nice. They were kind of on my side. They're like saying that so and so is kind of, you know, sketchy or whatever, but at the same time, like, I felt like I could not trust anybody. Nobody. Like, yeah, it was interesting. I remember being in the girls' room, in my room, and I was on the bunk bed, and then, like, there's, like, a piece of, like, board that's up above, and then it has, like, the mattress, and I remember there was, like, people had signed it, of, like, their names and what dates they were here for. Like, it was so weird, like, oh my gosh. Or like people that they knew that that they died, and a lot of them were like 1990, like early 2000s. It was I don't know, it's weird. I had weird vibes there. So let's get to the best part of the story. So she gets this girl that gets out of jail, I believe, prison, and she gets out of prison, jail, whatever. I don't know where she got, like, juvenile. I don't know. Never been to those places, but she apparently or allegedly shot up her boyfriend's car, and I don't know if he was in the car or what, but she was pretty scary. Anywho, I guess she had a history of, like, running from the police, and she was up from Kansas City or Olathe, somewhere around there, and she, I don't know, like, I just remember she came, and she was like 17 or about to turn 18, I think, and she came in and she was sitting at the computer, which none of us were really allowed to use, but she was able to use it, and all of a sudden there was like a SWAT team of police surrounding the house, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Like she's in foster care, or you know, placed in this home, like, why did you have to do that? Like, why couldn't you just came in and be like, hey, we're taking her because of such and such reason? Like, apparently she had a past of like running from the police and stuff. So the SWAT team around the house, they came in and arrested her and took her away. And I was like, so you're telling me that this is a better environment than where I was at? Is that what you're telling me right now? Because this is fucking bananas. Like, this is just crazy. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm like, what the heck? So I get out of the foster care, out of that home. I think she later on passed away. I know I went by the house and it wasn't there anymore. Like, it had been bulldozed over and it was gone. So rest in peace. Like, but I feel like she was doing it for the wrong reason, like being in foster care stuff. I felt like she was doing it for the money, because you do get, for teenage girls, I believe, it might have changed, but I feel like teenagers or juveniles, like, are very hard to place. Nobody wants them because it's usually a lot harder to fix problems that have happened to them. A lot of them had been sexually molested, abused, been into drugs. They're just a whole lot harder to help. I mean, not saying you can't help them, but a lot of the time that's why. And they can say things that are not true and get people in trouble. They can be a little bit more manipulative, I guess. That's just from my experience. But I feel like she was doing it for the money, because she only wanted teenage girls, which is kind of strange because usually people want like young kids or like babies and stuff, because it's a little bit easier to fix that and fix those behaviors early on than fixing something that's had been messed up for years, I guess, in a way. One reason I think she did it for the money was because she like hoarded like food and clothes and toiletries and stuff that was supposed to be given to the kids and children. She had it like hidden in a room. And then she didn't have any food. Like, she bought like nasty food for us and like was like, there you go, that's what you get. It's really unfortunate because I feel like there are some families that are actually really, really nice and like are doing it for the right reasons and stuff, but a lot of these people, like, they just go, like, these teenagers, like, they're in the foster care system, and then all of a sudden they just go missing, like, or they run away, or they're abused in the foster care system or whatnot. And it's like incredibly sad that that's happening. I know my husband's parents, so my in-laws, they did foster care for a little while, a couple years ago, and I don't know if they liked it or not. It's a very emotionally draining, and like it's sad to have, like, for instance, like, it's sad to like have like a kid and then like you've been taking care of them for like months or years, and then all of a sudden they're going to go back to their parents that were treating them so badly, or having to tell the kid that, hey, your mom or dad or both of them aren't going to be showing up to your visitation because they forgot it, or they went to jail, or whatever the reason was, or they just legitimately just didn't want to come because of whatever reason. And then like the kids are like, why don't they want to get sober or quit drugs or whatever to, you know, have me come back? And it's like really, really sad to like explain that. And I thought about doing foster care like when I'm older, like way older, like when my kids are older and they're like able to understand like right and wrong a little bit better, and like, because my fear is, because if I have I got foster kids, which I'm not going to do right now, if I got foster kids, I'd be scared that they would learn some stuff from the other kids or whatever. And I'm already trying to fix traumas that have happened to me. I really don't want my kids to have that happen because I was trying to help somebody else. I know it's kind of selfish, but that's just how I kind of feel about it in a way. I feel like I want my kids to be a little bit older and understand what's going on, so that they know that's not right, like they shouldn't be doing that. So that's my gist on that. I'm gonna go off camera and put my eyebrows on, and then I will be right back. Alright, so we got our eyebrows on. Looks like it's getting dark outside. There's a thunderstorm coming. It was like this morning, it was like really, really, really like humidity hot, like the air was really thick. So I think we're gonna have some really bad thunderstorms here coming very soon. Actually, let me look at the radar real quick. Oh yeah, that's great. There's supposedly hail in this storm. I live in Kansas, Tornado Alley. Yeah, that's where I live. We're the people that go outside like, huh, would you look at that nader? Look at that thing. Alright, so what should I do now? Alright, so while I try to decide what tutorial to do, or what my show I should do, I guess I will continue on talking about everything. So I want to put, I guess, a disclaimer. I am not saying that if something happened to you in your childhood, like molested, abused, drugs, whatever it was, I am not saying that you will turn into a bad person, or that as a child you'll influence other kids to do things that are bad. But I'm just like, kids learn, like they mimic what other people do. So like if somebody is doing something to somebody, like the parents or whatever, they'll mimic that behavior and not think of it any differently because they think it's completely normal because that's how they grew up. That's what I'm kind of saying. Because there are some people that have had some horrible, horrible, horrible things that have happened to them, and they have become amazing nurses, amazing doctors, amazing people, have been very influential people. There's people that like wrote books, they've wrote songs. Like there's people that have had some pretty messed up shit happen to them, and they turned out amazing. I mean, granted, they do have some problems, but who doesn't? Like, honestly, that's what I'm gonna say right there. Okay, let's see here. I think I want to do the Mary Jane palette. I think I want to do a dark, like dark smoky eye. Yes. And then add some glitter. Oh my god, yes. yes, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use one of these glitters from the collection. Okay. So after that all happened with me going to foster care, I grew up pretty quickly. Like, I was already kind of somewhat more mature than most people, like, and I didn't go out and party, like, I didn't go out and drink like a lot of the high school kids did. I didn't, like, you know, do those things or anything. I was kind of just kept to myself and whatnot. But I think that period of time, like, made me, like, get a tougher skin in a way, and unfortunately it did make me seem a little, like, maybe stuck up, or I ignored people when when people would give me a compliment, like, I would be like, I wouldn't know what I couldn't take the compliment, because I wasn't sure if they were legitimately saying that, or if they're just saying it and then, like, making fun of me. It's a really weird, like, predicament to be in. I think I didn't understand it. So we are going to go into, yes, we are going to go into Gaspar, I think that's what it's called. It's that shade right there. And put that in our crease. Yeah, I don't know if I want, I don't know if I'd want to do. I might do foster care in the long, like, future, maybe. I don't know. But at the same time, like, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with me, and trying to heal my own problems, and trying to prevent messing up my kids at the same time. So, you know, but at the same time, maybe I would, you know, better understand some of these kids, because I've had not too rough of a childhood, but, like, it definitely wasn't normal by any means, but I could empathize, I guess, that what these kids, and listen to them. A lot of people, they just want somebody to listen to them and, like, whatnot. Yeah, those are, like, some of the darkest times in my life, almost. Like, I don't think I've shared a lot of that with anybody. Like, my husband knows about it, but I've never, like, up until recently, he never really knew, like, maybe not recently, maybe a couple of years ago, or maybe when COVID hit, then he was like, he didn't understand, like, at all, because of my anxiety and depression. Like, he didn't understand, like, what that was all about, or how it affected me and what was going on. Because what he was thinking is, like, I'm trying to avoid him and, like, staying in my room, but really it just, like, I just don't want to talk to anybody. Like, I don't want to be around anybody. I just want to sleep. And, like, it's crazy is that some people, like, see me at work or in public, and or, like, at get-togethers and stuff, and they're like, they don't even know that I'm just having a horrible time, like, because I'm laughing and joking around and making, like, you know, like, being a smart ass and whatnot. Because I don't want to be a bummer and a Debbie Downer or whatever, but, like, at the same time, I'm making this movie and I'm telling you this, and it's kind of depressing. it definitely gave me a tougher skin. And then when I went back to school, I never had a problem. I made A's and B's, and I did pretty good in school. And then after that, like, people were like, I don't know if people were like intimidated by me, or I don't know what people thought. Like, I just had a very small group of friends, and mainly just one friend in general in high school that knew pretty much everything about me. I feel like there should be more families, or not families, but like people that are doing it for the right reason for foster care and not doing it for the money. That's just my opinion. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this shade. I'm gonna butcher the name of it, but I'm going in this dark chocolatey brown there. And it's going to go on my outer and inner corner, because the center I'm going to put one of these shades, and then probably like a glitter. Like, it's going to be a dark smoky eye. I definitely grew up from that experience, and I kind of understand it, like foster care and stuff, a little bit. And it could have already changed now. Like, it might have already changed the way it was back then. It was kind of like there was a lot of sketchy things about it. And then in my circumstance, I think things have changed because there's a lot more kids in middle school and high school that are dealing with like depression and stuff. And I think maybe they're getting more help for these kids instead of just pulling them from their homes, or what they did to me. Like, and if they're not, like, I feel like that should be like a thing. Like, a lot of like school shootings or like suicides and stuff that happen in like middle school and high school, a lot of them have to do with like being bullied in school, and the school doesn't do anything about it. And then what happens? We have a school shooting, or the person just commits suicide and leaves a note, and it's incredibly sad. It makes me like really nervous because my son, he's turning 10, so he's like entering that preteen stage, and this is like the stage where it started. My problem started probably earlier than I thought, and I didn't know it. And it makes me so nervous because next year he'll be in 5th grade, and then it'll be middle school, and he already has difficulties with ADHD and stuff. Like, he can't, like, he's so like always on the move and stuff, but he's like so sweet. And then sometimes I feel like he might be picked on because he's so naive and sweet. It makes me really nervous. And I've already like voiced these concerns to the school, like saying, hey, like, mental health, like, depression, anxiety. They run in my family. Like, I'm really worried that because of him getting extra help at school, it's gonna make him a target of, you know, kids picking on him. And they seem to act like it's no big deal, but it makes me like really, really nervous because I don't want anybody to have to deal with that. Like, it was so bad, and I'm like 30 years old and I'm still freaking talking about it, and it like affected me in that way, and I just want it to not affect him. I want him to just be able to do what he wants to do and like not have to worry about that. I'm gonna go into this one, Santa Maria. And that's gonna go in the center of my lid. Oh, yeah, I was gonna be posting more videos this month and like do like mental health stuff, like mental health like videos, because May is mental health awareness month, and just other things happened. I learned new things, like I just finished up my degree, and I'm trying to like wrap up like my kids' school stuff, and like, so yeah, didn't get to do what I wanted to do. Doesn't mean I won't do the mental health and makeup videos. Like, obviously I'm still doing it, and I've been doing it like prior to being May. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this one called Hybrid. It's the glitter pot. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be putting these on your eyes, but yeah, I'm gonna do it anyways. And it's gonna go right on top of that color that I first put down. So I'm just going to take a black eyeliner and line my upper and lower lash line. I'm not going to do a winged liner. I know it's shocking. Okay, so we got that all done. Let's put some mascara on, and I'm gonna put my lashes, and I will be right back. Alright, so we got lashes on and mascara, and then I added some little bit of inner corner highlight for my eyes. Oh, love it. Let's see, what kind of lip should we do? I think I'm going to take Oak Lip Liner by MAC and align my lips, and then maybe put like a nude, like I always go for a nude lip. You can't fail a nude lip, like honestly. Duh. So let's do that. I'm gonna take a nude. This is Huda Beauty Honey Bun. I'm not sure if I like it or not. Okay, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know like the end, like I kind of like teetered off into the end of the story, or not really story but experience, because I don't know what else to talk about. But yeah, foster care really, it's some rough, tough work there. I would not wish somebody to go into foster ever. But I know like foster care, it's there for a reason, for children to go to a safer home. But my experience was not the greatest, but it did teach me to grow up and to, you know, have a tougher skin. And I learned a lot of great life lessons and stuff. So, I mean, I can't be mad about that. So, if you guys liked this tutorial and you want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys really, really soon. Bye.